Welcome. M.M Out There, again, and out here. On the 27th of November 2003, the educational system lost an icon, Joseph Sinclair Yearwood. Anyone who was probably at College and Perry in the 50s, the 60s, or the 70s would immediately know who I'm talking about. He has left his mark on basically everything educational, good products, especially in the North, where he was revered. Even today, if you look at the Commissioner of Police and the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Griffith and Boyce respectively, you see him, they're College and Perry. Canon Sion Goodrich, you see him, that's College and Perry. Former Deputy Commissioner of Police Maxwell and Hines, you see him, that's College and Perry. Erskine Sandiford, Owen Arthur, that's College and Perry. A former governor of the Central Bank, Keith Boyce, Pearson Jordan, and the list is too innumerable for me to stay here and mention all of them. But you understand what I'm talking about. M.M Out There, yours truly, and my entire production team, they're all College and Perry, and they all would have come up on the Joseph Sinclair Yearwood, also known as Jagan or Chief. There was some tributes paid to him in a local newspaper. Who better to write a tribute to him than the author of a column called The Debate? The Honorable Dennis Kellman paid tribute to Sinclair Label on two occasions. Friday, December the 5th, 2003, and Friday, December the 12th, 2003. I shall read them. The late Joseph Yearwood, who died on Thursday, November 27, 2003, was the master of single-sex education and was respected by all students, whether they were schooled at Alexandria or College and Perry. He knew all of his students, and the sighting of L726, or the famous white coat, meant something to all students. The late Joseph Sinclair Yearwood was the son of Lottie Yearwood and Edmund Boyce of Chapel Hall, St. Lucie, who were both business people, owning the major shop in the area and many parcels of land. My grandfather was an astute businessman who owned a buggy that was used to take his children to school and to bring water to make sure his family was taken care of and that his children could concentrate on their schoolwork. Many persons in the area still brag about the chores they did for the family and how the family shared with the less fortunate in the community. Mr. Yearwood was very protective of his family and was very much loved by his siblings. Miriam Yearwood, who was prepared to help work in her parents' shop to ensure that her talented brother achieved the potential he showed from primary school with the likes of His Excellency and Oliver Hines, who were both excelled at everything they did. It is clear that Sealer Primary School will always be bestowed with honor by having these three fine gentlemen as its students. No honor is too great for these gentlemen. A month ago, I wrote about his capacity to have students all across Barbados in important positions. I also said at the time that he should have been honored for his contributions to education and also the impact he made on policing in Barbados. I honestly feel that he should have been given a higher order to fit the contribution he made to education. And I am not saying it because he was my uncle. I am saying it because if you ask anyone in any position in Barbados, they will tell you that he was brilliant and was able to fashion the minds of many persons in Barbados. If I were to ask the Prime Minister of Barbados how good was the late headmaster of College and Perry, he would tell me that he was the greatest, and Minister Rod Eastman would confirm it. I would like to congratulate all headmasters and headmistresses for being honored with the designation of Sir and Dame. A couple of days after his death, Mr. Rupert Phillips was given a well-deserved service award for his contribution to Crowston Prairie School. No schoolboy who went to school at Crowston Prairie would be unhappy to see Mr. Phillips get his due. But all of them would ask about the rightful honor for Mr. Walters and the late Mr. Yearwood. Mr. Phillips was seen and respected as if he were the headmaster. These features show the quality of the gentleman who was prepared to share with all persons, from the porter to the secretary. These features of his leadership help to shape the principle, everyone matters. Everyone would agree that every step from primary to tertiary was mastered by the late Joseph Sinclair Yearwood, and that he excelled in all stages of his education. He was regarded as a great northerner who paved the way for other northerners to be appreciated, like Mr. Philip Graves, the parish student who was a government minister in 1965 and held the position of deputy prime minister, and is the only past deputy that has not been knighted. Every student who went to school at Crowston Prairie would be able to tell you the importance of seeing a white coat, which caused every form from Form 5-1 to 1B to be silenced. 10 minutes past 2, 30 minutes past 3, the person who taught during the morning and did administration during the evening. The gentleman who played every game on the sideline and who was a good sportsman while being a student. The car that many students thought went to the gas station every day because of the clutch work and the number of clutches that were replaced in L726. The residents of Checker Hall would ask the same question. St. Lucy's Church will be the church where the Crowston Prairie community will host the rest of Barbados to mourn for one of its great sons. And it is the same church the Crowston Prairie School members celebrated their 50th anniversary. This location is not too far from the original location of the Prairie School, where the late Joseph Yearwood excelled. This church is administered by Reverend Curtis Goodrich, a former student of Crowston Prairie School who would have received his schooling at the hands of Headmaster Yearwood. The whole of Barbados mourns the death of the late Joseph Sinclair Yearwood, who will be buried on Monday, December the 8th, 2003 at 3 p.m. He will be missed by his wife, children, nephews, nieces, cousins, sons-in-law, relatives, and friends, including the Crowston Prairie family who dearly loved them. May he rest in peace and his work live on. M.M. Out There. That's all for now. Thank you.